This past weekend, I watched a movie that was playing on the cable TV in my hotel room called Yes Man, starring Jim Carrey. The movie was about a man named Carl who says no to everything. He rarely spends time with his friends, he has no love life since his previous marriage, and he works as a bank loan officer, so it's essentially his job to say no to people repeatedly throughout his day. He's also heartbroken and lonely, and his divorce with his ex-wife has helped to make his outlook on life increasingly negative. At one point, Carl runs into an old friend of his and is convinced to join him in attending a self-help seminar. The seminar encourages its attendees to seize the opportunity to say yes. When he is chosen from the crowd by the guru, Carl is reluctant to participate, which causes the crowd to berate him for being a no man. And the guru accurately describes Carl as being desperate and miserable. Carl reluctantly agrees to make a covenant with the guru to become a yes man and say yes to every opportunity, request, or invitation that comes his way from that point forward. Now, the movie is a rom-com starring Jim Carrey, so spoiler alert, there's a bunch of ridiculous things that Carl ends up saying yes to. He goes bungee jumping, takes Korean language classes, joins a Persian dating site, and since it's a rom-com, he even finds love spontaneously. So, one may watch this movie and find that the plot is just there to set Jim Carrey up for a bunch of comedic bits that gets laughs and maybe some numbers in the box office. But personally, the movie's simple message stuck with me, because I am afraid of ending up like the Carl we see in the beginning of the movie. I see people all around me, ranging from random strangers to close family members, who are so comfortable in routine and saying no to things, yet still hold mostly negative outlooks on life. I have friends my age who are afraid because they're deciding their college major or making a career choice that'll determine where they work for the rest of their lives. And I know older people in my family who are so resistant to change that they have a daily routine that they plan to stick to for the rest of their lives. No retirement, no nothing, just more work, more routine. And I see Carl in these close friends and family. Some people my age are anxious because they feel they have to make a major life decision at the age of 19, 20, 21 years old that they feel will define them in the trajectory of their entire lives. They feel anxious because they feel they have to make a box, and they feel that they're almost at the age where they have to get into that box. And some people who are older, let's say middle-aged, are sitting pretty damn comfortably in a box that they've built their whole lives. And they don't have a lot of fear anymore because what they fear is outside of the box. The answer is no to everything outside of the box, because the box keeps them secure. The box keeps them safe. The box is their living. They're not afraid anymore because you can't really be afraid unless there's uncertainty involved, until you step into the unknown. But the box is certain. Everything in the box is known. But the catch is that for the most part, they're not happy either. Carl wasn't happy. So what did Carl do? He started saying yes to everything. Now, we don't have to start saying yes to literally everything. In the movie, Carl actually gets detained by the FBI, who thinks he's a terrorist because he was taking flying lessons, studying Korean, met an Iranian woman on the Persian dating site, and bought last-minute plane tickets. So that's not what the movie is saying. What the movie is actually saying is that the other pathway, other than the box, is to become a yes man. We are tempted by our desire for certainty and the world's expectations of us to create a box and put ourselves in it. The movie tells us that the box may be safe, but it is dull, lonely, and uninteresting. Saying yes to everything is symbolic of a radical openness to experience. And if we deny the box by saying no to routine and yes to new experiences, then we open ourselves up to an adventure that will be far more exciting and fulfilling than anything the box could ever offer us. Now, if you ask me, I think that there's a valuable lesson in this movie for those friends who are my age and for the family members who are much older. The lesson for the older family members is simple. Get out of the damn box and start saying yes to things. Because while the box has given you safety and security, it's also made your life pretty dull and unexciting. But maybe the reason why this movie stuck with me is because I also think there's an important lesson for people my age to take from this movie. Don't put yourself in the damn box. The reason why people my age might be so anxious to make a big life decision is because they don't have the self-knowledge necessary to make such a big decision. They have all this pressure to decide what they want to do with the rest of their lives. But there's two flaws with this kind of thinking. Number one, whatever you decide to do, you don't have to do it for the rest of your life. You don't have to make a box. And if you do, you don't have to stay in the box forever. You can say yes to something new and step outside of the box. And number two, you won't know what you want to do if you don't know yourself. Here's a radical idea. Building self-knowledge is more important than building a resume. That goes against what I've been told, but I believe it. And how do you build self-knowledge? Through self-exploration. And how does one engage in self-exploration? Saying yes to new things. If you're my age, then you have not experienced enough life to truly know what you like and dislike, especially if you grew up in a small community. So it's really important to be high in openness to experience and say yes to new things, new opportunities, new adventures, because the more experiences that we have, the more we truly know who we are because we find ourselves in new experiences. You can build your resume, but don't let building your resume lead you into building a box instead of building self-knowledge. Thank you for watching.